Okay, so let's go to auto scaling. Let's do it together. So we'll directly go to create auto scaling group. Okay, so basically in auto scaling group, there are two major parts. One is your launch configuration, another is your creating actual auto scaling group. In launch config, we tell about our configuration about each server. And in auto scaling group, we tell it how to scale out, when to scale out, when to scale in, when to reduce number of server, when to increase the number of it, that kind of thing. So whenever you go for creating auto scaling group, first you have to create a launch configuration. And now launch configuration is exactly the way you do it for your EC2 instances, launching the EC2 instances. So the first part is selecting the AMI. Okay, Karthik, you are doing it with us, right?
Yeah, Ashish.
Okay. So go to create auto scaling group, then go to create launch configuration, and when you click there, you will find this page. Now again, we are going through Amazon Linux only. Select it. Okay. Select t2.micro. This page is a bit different. Here we are going to give the name of launch configuration. So I'll say my launch config. Okay, IAM role, etc. I'm not going to give this as of now. CloudWatch basic monitoring is already enabled. For detailed monitoring, it would be costly, so I'm not going to go for detailed monitoring. Now you come to this advanced detail.
So detailed monitoring in the sense, what would be?
There would be some more metrics that would be monitored. Okay, so for example, CPU utilization, disk read write, they are normal ones, right? In
Yeah.
detailed monitoring, it can even go to your specific, application level of monitoring as well. Okay, other than server level. Okay, so in the advanced detail, you can keep this kernel ID and random disk ID as a default, but this is the user data that we are talking about. Okay, if you had some script already written, you can use as file and then upload that particular file. Here we are going to write our own bootstrap script. Right? So in fact, let's try this. So I'm going to write here. Okay, it's called hash shebang. Hash shebang /bin/bash. It tells you that whatever you are going to write henceforward, it's a bash script. So here you can do script. Bash is a script, right? Okay. Yum update -y. Don't forget to give this -y because otherwise it will wait for your manual input, right? And we won't be there to give it a manual input. So yum update y, then yum install httpd, again -y. Okay. So at this stage, if you want to copy from some other servers web content, you have to write those scp commands, etc. here itself. Okay. Here, what we are going to do is we are going to, use our own web content that in this simple index.html. Okay. But before even that, we have to start the service as well, right? Service start httpd. Okay. Now I can write a small content into your file. Hello, from web server.
These Apache and all are actually paid tools, right?
No, Apache is one of the biggest open source foundation. Apache is actually name of that group itself.
Okay.
They are non-profit organization. So in fact, a lot of technology, like I think even your Hadoop, etc., at least a Spark is coming from Apache Foundation. Okay. So what we are doing here is, I'm going to echo this content. Okay. Redirect it to a file called index.html in this particular path. I'll get some water. I'll get some water. You copy this. Are you done, Karthik?
Yeah, I have completed it.
Okay. Right. So the next is add storage. We'll keep it default. And next, configure security group. So since we are going to use it as a web server, we need to give it a HTTP access, and the source would be anywhere. Okay, remember anything wrong you are doing in this launch config, it will it will hamper the whole thing from going forward. Okay, so right, so this rule, so you can now review it and we'll create the launch configuration. Fine. I'm going to choose an existing key pair. You can use your own key pair so that you don't have to download and convert that again. Create launch configuration. Done. So it just saved whatever I gave it here. It actually saved it in a launch config name, a launch config which is named as my launch config here. Okay. Now this is the second step. In the second step, we are going to create a group, and where we'll be telling it what would be number of instances. So here, let me give it a name. I'm going to give it this my autoscaling group, my ESG. Okay, and Group size. Group size basically the desired capacity that we are talking about. Okay. So initial, like this group will start with how many instances, right? That you can give here. So let me give it 2. Okay, or let's give it actually 3. Okay, I'm going to start with 3 instances. Rest all these things I can keep it as it is. Okay, another thing would be I need to tell it what availability zone you are going to use. So I am using Ohio here. Okay, you guys might be using Mumbai, right? Okay, so you can. So I'm going to use all the 3, availability zones. Okay, you can go with 2 availability zones. So I've got 3 instances. In fact, let me also go to the 2 instances only, 2 availability zones only. Okay. So even though there are 3 instances, there would be 2 in one and 1 in another availability zone. That will be taken care of by default. If I use 3, in fact, there will be 1 instance in each availability zone. Okay. Go to the next. Okay. Now this is the most interesting part of it, where we tell it that exactly how do you want to scale up or scaling. Okay,
Ashish,
scale out
sorry.
or scaling. Yeah.
In autoscaling group details, should we change the region?
No. I didn't see. I had already selected Ohio, so I'm using Ohio only. You can go on with Mumbai only. Okay.
Okay.
It's basically your choice in which region you are going to create. Okay. Now here you have to write your scaling policies. Scaling policies means how do you want to scale up and how do you want to scale down, right? Okay. So one very simple thing could be that keep this group at its initial size. So it's not scale out or scaling. It's just saying that keep this number of instances constant. So why do we need it? If you have to keep only constant, why do we need auto scaling? That is needed because what if one of your server goes down? Okay, if now one of your server goes down, auto scaling group will make sure that you've got another server launched to take its place, which would not be possible if you are not using auto scaling group, right? So that also comes at a auto scaling group, keeping it an initial size. Or so that is simple. You can go ahead and launch that. Okay. Or you can use scaling policy to adjust the capacity of this group based on the demand. Okay. So here you can give minimum number of instances, maximum number of instances that we talked about. So here I'm going to keep it 1 and maximum I'm going to keep it say 5. Right. Okay. So even this one is simple. In fact, I'm going to give you a better one. So I just clicked on that this one, scaling policy with the steps. Okay. So I'll cover the most complex one so that the easier one would be. You can explore that out. Okay. So here basically we have 2 policies. One for increasing the group size, another for decreasing the group size. Right? So in increased group size policy, you can by the way give it a name. Let me just add it policy here. Okay. So this is the name of policy. This is basically a scale out policy. Yeah. So you have to click on the link below. Scaling with. So I said it's basically a simple scaling policy. Okay. So here I'm saying execute this policy, this particular policy, when a particular alarm gets generated. Okay. Till now we talked about that when traffic increase the number of instances. But how does AWS knows that traffic has to be increased. So for that we have to create an alarm. Okay. Now alarms are basically managed by CloudWatch service. However, here we have to you can create alarm from here itself. Okay. Ultimately, they are actually it is internally going to CloudWatch service and creating the alarm there. So here first let's create an alarm. Okay. Then comes a send a notification. So whenever this alarm gets generated, you want to send a notification to some say email addresses. But again, for that we have to use SNS service, simple notification service. We don't want to go there as of now. So we are going to disable this option, right? Okay. So when to trigger this alarm? Whenever average of CPU utilization is greater than or equal to say 80%. Now see, all of these are configurable. First of all, rather than average, you can go for minimum, maximum, sum or sample count. And rather than CPU utilization, you can go for all these other metrics. These are called metrics, right? Based on which you decide that what is the state of your service. Okay, so average of all the instances, average of CPU utilization of all the instances would be counted here. If it is greater than or equal to say 80%, then I want to generate this alarm, but not whenever it goes above 80, but we want this 80% to be at least for one consecutive period of 5 minutes, right? Now you can change even that as well. If you want that to be for 1 hour, so for if constantly for 1 hour the CPU utilization of average of all EC2 instances is above this, then it will trigger the alarm. Okay. So basically the logic of giving all this is so that you can customize based on your need. Name of this alarm would be AWS MySG. Let's call it high CPU utilization. Okay. So in fact, let me write it like high CPU utilization alarm. Then just so that it will be easier to identify. Fine. You create the alarm. So as soon as you create the alarm, so AWS updates it and makes it very simple in reading. So this alarm execute policy when alarm reaches the alarm threshold, which is CPU utilization is greater than or equal to 80 for 3600 seconds. Oh, let me change it actually. I didn't give 1 hour, right? Let's keep it 5 minutes only because we want it to be triggered. Okay, for 300 seconds. And when this alarm gets triggered, then take the action. What action? Add one instance, suppose. Okay, add one instance when CPU utilization is greater than 80% and less than infinity. Right? Now, if you want to make it complex, you can even add another step here. So, this would be needed when suppose CPU utilization goes even beyond 80. Right? By the time the alarm reaches, the traffic is so high that even if you are, it needs actually more than one instances to spin up in one go. So you can call it like, okay, if it reaches 90%, right? Say 90%, then add two instances simultaneously, right? So you can add as many steps as you want, and when you are talking about hundreds of server, then you might need 2, 3 more steps. Again, depending on your need.
Like this 90% is the CPU utilization of the second instance or the first instance?
No, all the instances. This 80 and 90% that we are talking about, this is for metric dimension auto scaling group. So it will take the average of all the instances, and their average is what we are talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Average even of first and second one. Like main instance, and then after the added
No, no,
instance,
no, no,
average
no.
is
See,
more
it's
than
not
90.
about main instance or the other instance. We are saying here that okay, my two instances are already there, right?
Yeah.
Now, if my CPU utilization of all those instances goes beyond 80%, I want extra instance. Okay,
Okay.
you see here,
Yeah.
take the action, add, add one more instance
Yeah.
whenever CPU utilization is greater than 80%. Right,
Yeah.
so it will launch automatically a new instance, right? But
Yeah.
suppose the traffic was too high, that it is going to burst even 80%, pretty soon it reaches even beyond 90%. So you know that you can't take risk. If it reaches 100%, that means it would become um,
Crashed.
it might crash or it might become idle. Okay, so you can't take risks. So you can say that okay, if it reaches even 90%, then add two more instances. Okay,
So now, like the first two instances plus the one now, whichever added
exactly,
third
plus
instance
one,
and the other two.
exactly, plus one, plus two,
So total
right?
five.
Total five.
Okay.
Okay.
So with this five instances, as we have given from 1 to 5, with this five instances, will it stop or it will count 1 to 5 in the sense now here over three are finished, more two I can add it.
No, the total number of instances cannot go beyond five according to our configuration. A
So
total
that
number
means
of instances, not extra
okay,
instances.
okay, total. So the two which are already configured also will come into the count.
Exactly, exactly. See,
Okay,
for that five, what we gave was that a feature of autoscaling group.
yeah.
Okay, so group must have less than or equal to five instances only. However, all of this is configurable, right? So
Okay, okay,
It stays, I mean, even after adding this 5 instances, it still stays at 80%, keep on adding. Like if you
it
have it,
cannot go
yeah, if
beyond
you have it
maximum in any
configured
case.
that 5, you have configured like 10 or 15, you should keep on adding.
Yes, it will keep on adding. Okay. However, there is another thing which is called this. Instances need 300 seconds to warm up for each step. Okay. So you know that in booting, etc., it will take some time. So before you can expect the load to be less, it would need some time to first, get those instances boot up and then start taking the load. That is why we give it here seconds to warm up. What it means is that it will wait for next 5 minutes, right? In that, it won't do much calculation about what is current CPU utilization. Okay, only after this much of time, it will start calculating again. And if it is still goes beyond 80% for the next 5 minutes, then only it will again trigger the alarm and again create the instances. Okay, so here again, based on how much time it takes for your system to boot up, you can give it something. So I'm giving here
and
again 5 minutes.
sorry, Ashish. And at the
Yeah.
second instance, after adding now completely, we have given from 1 to 5 instances, right? So
Hmm.
now here 5 instances are already into picture. So, but
Right.
also I'm not getting this add step. It is not getting grayed out. So where I means I'm able to add one more instance if I want. So will that add or not? Because there I have specified only
No,
one
no.
to.
See, for addition, only criteria is that it cannot go beyond maximum. Okay. So if
Okay.
even after this, if CPU utilization still stays above 80%, it can't do much. Autoscaling group will not do much.
So though I add, it is not of use.
Those which you added,
No, like see now down there is a one more add step, right? Now if
okay,
you
let's not
give
make
adds,
it let's not make it more complex, because this is only needed when your one, adding one instance in each step is not sufficient. Then only this will come into the picture. Okay, and if you are bringing this into the picture, then your maximum number of instances would be, actually higher, right? 20 or 30 instances. Then only it makes sense to add another step. You can add another step here. Okay.
yeah,
So, but
but
these
my limit
steps
was
are
only
needed
5.
only when you have got your maximum number of instances very high. That it's not reaching the roof, in just one step.
Yeah, but my
And
limit was only 5 na, that's the question. So
yeah,
will it added or not then?
no, no, it will not add, even if the alarm
Okay.
triggers.
Okay, though
Okay,
here it is showing add it, but it will not add.
no, it won't. It would not add. It won't actually add. It's just an alarm getting generated. You will see that something is wrong in the system, and then you have to come up. Okay, alarm will trigger. Alarm will trigger. Action would not be taken. Okay. Now that is for scale out. The same goes for decreasing this. Okay. Here I'll write decrease group size policy. And again, I will create another alarm. This time, the average of CPU utilization, I will write below something. Okay. Less than or equal to, say, 5%. Right. Because here we are talking about scaling in, which means deleting some instances, terminating some instances, for at least one period of 5 minutes. Then here I'll write low CPU utilization. Fine. Low CPU utilization alarm. Remember, here we have written less than or equal to. Okay. So essentially what we are saying is, if average of all the EC2 instances is less than 5% of all, then, and for at least 5 minutes, then trigger the alarm. Once the alarm is triggered, what is the action that you want to take? Take the action of removing some instances. So I'll say remove one instance. Okay, when CPU utilization is less than 5 and greater than minus infinity. Here also you can add again steps, etc. So that's optional. So essentially what we did, we said, okay, first of all, use scaling policy. Keep a minimum at least one instance, maximum 5 instance. You can configure any of these. Then scale out when CPU utilization is greater than 80%. Okay. And then decrease it when CPU utilization is less than 5%. This is the heart of your scaling policy. Next. Okay. Now here again, it's just for notification again. If you know what is SNS service, then using SNS, you can send email, etc. Whenever there is a launch or terminate or fail to launch or fail to terminate, or you can customize it based on what do you want. Okay, so I'm not going to add a notification here as of now. Configure tags. So here I'll write a common name for all the servers. I'll write here as web server. So all my servers in this group will be given a name of web server. Done? Vijay? What happened? What happened? This is your, okay, you've not given anything here. You can just remove it. In fact, here you have to write 90%, right? No, sorry, Acha, it's a decreased group size, right? You can simply delete this. That's fine. Oh, it's increased.
Yeah.
Add one instance when CPU utilization is less than 5. No, right? Okay, what you did wrong was you didn't create this alarm. You changed the earlier alarm as well only. Okay, let me edit it. So here you make it say 90. Okay, save it. Yeah. And then you have to change this alarm. You have to create another alarm for decreasing. So I'll write it. And average of CPU utilization is less than or equal to 5. Okay. I'll just write it lower.
Ashish, can you explain once again what is this?
Yeah.
Sorry, like what can you explain what is this configuration tag again?
It's just giving a name to all the servers that are getting launched under this autoscaling group.
Okay, the name will be web server.
Right. I mean, you can give whatever name you want.
Like whatever. All the 3 instances whichever added will be having this name.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So review it. If it looks fine, start with 3 instances. Minimum would be 1, maximum would be 5. Okay, one warning here. If you have got multiple other servers running, I would suggest you to stop because it is going to launch. How much you have given here? 3 or 2? Okay, fine. I mean, it won't matter. Within 1 hour, make sure that you delete all your instances. Okay, after this class. Create autoscaling group.
What is this notification?
Send notification if you want autoscaling group to send some notification during these events. You can, just select when do you want to get an email, right? Because see, once you configure autoscaling group, you can go home and sleep, and based on the demand, it will automatically launch or terminate instances. Okay, but you still might want that. Okay, every time you launch a server, I want a mail. So it will send you a mail that, okay, new servers are getting launched. Okay. You have seen SNS topic, right?
Yeah.
So you create a topic there and you just need to give that topic name here. Okay. And whatever would be subscribers in your topic, they will get a mail. Here you can write name, or you can just leave it out. Okay. What we did. Okay. So when I did.
So SNS is one more something
Yeah.
like where we need to configure that SNS?
SNS
Yeah.
you can explore. It's this service here. Simple notification service under your application integration. You can go there and create a topic. Okay, it's very simple. You go and create a topic, and there you create a subscription, which means what email IDs you want to give it there, right? So whoever, like suppose you want 3 guys to send that mail under that topic, you can just add those 3 email IDs there. Okay.
DL also you can do. Like a DL also you can do. Like a distribution list.
Yes, distribution list as well. Okay, so that's basically part of the whole full AWS course. Not covering that here, but it's very easy. You can find a lot of YouTube links. Okay, so it has got now my auto scaling group, 3 instances, desired 3. Okay, here you can find out detail about that. Okay, let's go to our instances dashboard here. We'll come back to this thing.
I can see 4 are running on this.
Right, one was the previous one, and rest of 3 are here as a web server. For you, it's not showing web server because I didn't give you tag. Okay, you can customize it from here itself, or you can go again and edit your auto scaling group to create the tag. Fine, right? So it is started with 3 instances. Let's check out one more thing, whether our bootstrap script executed or not. So let's try this. Okay, it failed. Okay, so it seemed our bootstrap script didn't work correctly. Anyone is working? What could have gone wrong? So basically, even if there was one problem in my launch config, it would not launch it. Okay, should be correct. Okay, let me see it once more. So I can see my launch configuration from here.
It might be still installing.
Might be, but normally it doesn't take that much of time. So here, yum update -y, yum install. Oh, we didn't do sudo su, right? We didn't do sudo su. That is why it is not working. Okay. So what do I need to do now? Because this can happen anytime, right? You gave a launch config and you had a problem in your launch config. So what we can do here is, okay, I'll come to this a bit later, right? First, let's check out the instances. Okay, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to terminate one of these instances. Okay, suppose this got crashed. Okay, and see then what happens. So basically, remember our auto scaling group, our desired capacity is still the 3, right? In fact, let's go and see that. In our auto scaling group, the desired capacity is 3, minimum is 1, but my current capacity is actually 2 only. So what should you expect? One more instance should get launched. Let's see our activity history. Okay, so it basically tells you that what is happening, what is going on in auto scaling group. So first of all, it launched 3 successive EC2 instances. You can maximize it launching a new EC2 instance. Why? A user request created an autoscaling group, changing the desired capacity from 0 to 3. So first time it will just show you like this, that 0 to 3. Okay. And since there were 0 initially, so it got launched to match the desired capacity and actual capacity. It launched from 0 to 3. In that sequence, it launched 3 instances here. Okay. Then terminating EC2 instance. Why this action was taken? An instance was taken out of service in response to a EC2 health check indicating it has been terminated or stopped. Since we went and stopped it manually, right? It could have been some kind of server crash also. Okay, I was just simulating that something happened in the server and that got crashed. Okay, so it got terminated. Let's just refresh this, right? And you saw this launching a new EC2 instance, right? So it is saying that basically after this terminating EC2 instance, it launched a new EC2 instance. And here it can see an instance was started in response to a difference between desired and actual capacity. So increasing the capacity from 2 to 3. Once it got terminated, the capacity went down to 2, actual capacity, but desired capacity was still 3. So it has to launch a new instance. So ultimately everything is driven by this difference between desired and actual capacity. Okay, when our alarm gets generated, it will just say for high CPU utilization, so it will just increase this desired capacity by 1, and then since the actual capacity would be lower, so it will launch a new instance, right? On the other side, when your CPU utilization goes lower, then your desired capacity will become lower and actual capacity would be higher, so it will terminate one EC2 instance. Fine. So in fact, now if I go to my EC2 instance, so here I'll see that one of them got terminated, web server only, but now again it launched another one to replace it. It is still initializing. Fine. So in fact, here it's now impossible to terminate even your EC2 instances, right?
How will we stop this? Like we told right after the class we should
Delete autoscaling group or make the desired capacity 0. Right? So good question there, that how to then delete all these, terminate all these instances. See, whatever you have configured here, all of it you can change by just editing this. You can go to edit and you can change any of it. If you had a load balancer associated, already in place, it will just start showing under this drop down, and then you just need to click here. That's it. So all these instances of your autoscaling group will get automatically configured to your load balancer. Okay. Right. So here you can try see the detail of the scaling policies that you created. Okay. Number of instances which are part of this, all of them are in service, all of them are healthy. Monitoring, this is, as I said, basic monitoring only. What was the minimum group size, what was the maximum group size, all of it. Just explore it out. Okay. Notification we have not done, but once you say understand what SN is, you can go and create notification. Tags. So Vidya has not added any tag, so you'll be seeing it empty, but you can anytime go and edit tag. Just write here name and the web server. Name only is the default tag actually in case of EC2s. However, you can add multiple other tags as well. So something like owner equal to this, project equal to this, or whatever tag you want to give. Metadata type. Okay. I'm waiting for something to happen here. Okay. I'm waiting for an alarm to get triggered. Since we have given it 5 minutes, did it happen into someone's this? Check out your this. How many instances are running?
I can say 6 running.
6 running.
Yeah.
How come, man?
One.
6. How many of them have a tag of web server?
4. There I terminated 2 web servers.
Oh, okay, but they must be in terminated stage, right? Don't count them.
No,
Okay.
but in this what it is called in scaling group, I can see successful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, that's all right. Successful, but successful in what? Launching or terminating? But I'm asking you to go to this tab, instances, and see how many instances are there in running state, of course. Like mine still has 3.
4. I can see 4.
One must be terminated.
No, 2 are terminated and I can see
Yes.
4 running. 3 web server and 1 my previous Karthik, the one whichever I created the first.
Yeah, of course, man. So don't count that, right?
So then 3 web
That's
servers.
not part of Autoscaling Group.
Yeah.
Charges.
So 3.
Yeah, that's fine then. You got only one, right? So go to your activity history of Autoscaling Group. Okay, in fact, don't worry, mine is also started sitting down. Okay, actually terminated. Right? So why did this happen? Right? Load was less than 5%. Right? So as the load was 5%, see, I did some termination extra, right? So I bought some more time, right? 5 minutes for cool down, that warm up period, and those kind of things. That's why it got delayed in my system, right? For you, you're not doing anything. So it calculated for that 5-minute average time, and then it started terminating, right? So see what happened here is that alarm got generated, that low CPU utilization alarm, because we are not even reaching 5% of CPU utilization. So it terminated one of the instances. Now, if I go here in my Autoscaling group, see the dashboard, you see number of instances is 2. Desired itself has gone to 2. Okay. How? Let's check out our activity history. So here we have seen till here, right? Last time it launched because there was a mismatch of desired and actual capacity, because I terminated one explicitly. But what happened after that? You see, it terminated one EC2 instance because a monitor alarm with the name low CPU utilization alarm in state alarm. In state alarm means the alarm got triggered. That triggered a policy with the name decrease group size policy that changed the desired capacity from 3 to 1 because we have written there that remove one instance when CPU utilization is less than 5%. Okay. So in response to that, an instance was taken out of service. So sinking the capacity from 3 to 2. And this particular instance was selected for termination. Okay. Now, on the other hand, also, if you can somehow increase the CPU utilization of your EC2 instances, you can see that as soon as the CPU utilization remains above 5% on all the server for 5 minutes, then it will also trigger like launch another EC2 instance. Okay.
But I see mine are still those three web servers are running.
Okay, just refresh your page.
Yeah, refreshed it. What also same?
Okay, maybe you did terminate 2 servers, right? It
Yeah.
will take some time actually. Okay, remember that 5 minutes cool off period. So whatever happens, if you are doing it something, you terminated those instances one by one. So now from here you count 5 minutes, so definitely one will be removed. Okay.
Okay.
So in fact, in mine, see, 2 of them got terminated. Now only one is left, and this one would not be terminated again, right? Because my minimum is 1. Okay. If I terminate even my running one, it will start another one again. So if I stop or terminate, it will launch another server. Okay. But now remember, our launch configuration was a bit faulty. Due to that, it didn't install that, right? So how to correct that? So I'll go to my launch config, which is just above Autoscaling Group. By the way, any question till here? So I'll create a launch. Okay. So I have all of this. Everything was working fine. I just missed that sudo su command, right? Due to that, nothing would have installed. Okay. So what I'll do is I will copy this launch configuration. Okay. And create another one. Okay. It automatically added a copy there in the name. Close. So this was my older one, my launch config, and this is my new one. Oh, sorry. I should have edited it, right?
Yeah, it is not edited.
Okay, don't worry. I can create another launch config. Okay. Copy launch config. And I will edit this time the user data. Oops. Here only. So I'll write sudo su. Are you missing something here?
We have an option to for that advanced.
It's there in configure details. Under configure details. Okay.
Sudo su hyphen or just sudo su you will give?
Sorry.
Anything was fine. Like sudo su hyphen or sudo su?
No, just sudo su.
Okay.
Okay. And somehow it deleted my HTTP. I need that.
Even that can happen, like automatically it gets deleted or what?
Should not have
No,
happened.
automatically.
Should not have happened actually. Okay, then let me check everything once again. Looks fine. Create launch config. Okay.
Actually, what is that IP address thing is there, right? In the config details. We assign a public IP address to instances.
See, that is for when to assign, what kind of IP address you want for this. See, when you are working with web server, they need a public IP because they need to be accessed by your clients outside. When you are creating some private servers, like something to put your data into or some application server like that, then you won't assign a public IP. Then you would want only private IP so that outsiders would not be able to access it. It is just for
the
that.
last option, do not assign a public.
No, we should actually, right? Because we are going to ultimately access it.
We should. I mean,
Right. So if you are you are going to create internal servers, don't assign a public IP. Okay.
Even when I was trying to create copy config, even there I am unable to see HTTP.
Okay. Okay. So give it explicitly, right? So while creating the launch config, that means we need to make sure that all the things get copied.
So
This
this
one I'm going to just delete to avoid confusion.
no, whatever which is already created can't be that edited.
No. Okay. Because see, this is used only at the time of launch, right? So there is no meaning of editing the existing ones and then doing, because it will get confused. So if you see the auto scaling group, and there it will see that what is the current launch config that it is using. Now you used one launch config, right? And then later on edited the same. So first of all, that is not going to have any effect. But somebody, if some third party is seeing your auto scaling group, he will get confused that how come this got launched with this launch config. Okay. Right. So this is why there is no option of this, but all the things you can do in copy launch config. So I'm going to delete the one that is not useful for me. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll go back to my auto scaling group and edit it, and I'll use my other launch config here. Okay, and I'll just save it. So it won't be doing anything for the existing servers, but for next servers, it will start having that impact. So if I want to do that, I'll just edit it and I'll make the desired capacity 3 again, forcefully. Right? So if manually I'm going and editing that, then it will again become desired one. Number of instances 1. So it will try to match up, and then in the process it will launch new instances. See, two of them are going to get started. Okay. So again, I think tag also got missed from the launch config. Okay, now let's try this one. This is a new one. It's fine, that takes some time. Okay. Let's wait for some time. In installing that, it might take some time.
When I'm deleting this launch configuration, which was there previously, it is showing me cannot delete launch configuration as my
Because it
launch
is
config.
attached.
Yeah.
Of course, right? So you don't have to delete the older one. You have to attach the new one with your autoscaling group.
But like I'm not able to
That's the
see
point.
the.
So I can just stop that and it will automatically
Yes,
repeat and
exactly. That's the idea. That now your last one was faulty one. Okay, since even these are faulty ones, so you can just terminate them, and it will launch a new server with the new launch config. That is basically how you do deployment these days. I mean, if you are using EC2, right? You got a new web application. Okay, Vidya.
Yes.
This is important that now when you have got new web applications, what you do is you install that web application on a new AMI, I mean new EC2, and convert it into an AMI, and then use that AMI in this, right? And create a new launch config having new AMI, right? That means new web application, and then start terminating the older ones, right? So basically, it would be like a rolling deployment. At this stage, one of my server has the older copy, two of my server have a new copy. Okay. So I didn't give see any downtime. There was no downtime, even though we deployed a new thing. Okay. Right. So see, right now it doesn't make sense because we used AMI of that Amazon Linux only. Right. But in my real life, I would create an AMI of my own, having that new web application code, right? Or whatever application is there. I would first create an AMI, and then in this launch config, new launch config, I will use that AMI. Fine. So that way you can do a new deployment as well without giving any downtime.
Ashish, I cannot find the newly configured configuration in Autoscaling Group.
You have to go here, launch configurations, not exactly in auto scaling group, but launch configuration.
Okay.
You got here two copies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you go to auto scaling group, go to the first details section, and then edit here. When you edit, you'll get a new launch config here.
Okay.
Okay, somehow it didn't work even this time. What could be the reason? Um, okay. Again, it seems problem with my script only, right? Okay, should have been fine. Let me see what was the problem. Okay. This is written down, right? This should be service HTTPD start, right?
It is service HTTPD starter.
Right. Okay, so let's create another copy. Okay, and we'll do it. Okay. This time everything is fine except the data. Actually, when you do this, right, previous, next, and all, then everything gets no reset actually, right? So when we did review, there it was giving me all the rules, but when I pressed on previous, it actually reset it to one SSH only again. Okay, so be careful when you are editing this.
Theoretically, it should copy, right?
Theoretically, it should copy this. This kind of bugs actually you'll be finding a lot in AWS. Okay, and mainly in their user interface.
It's a vast system.
Right. And their DevOps.
Copy, copy, copy.
Okay. That is fine now, right? Okay. Okay, one more launch config. So this one has triple copy, right? I'll edit it and I will change it to this.
Without attaching it to our autoscaling group, we can't delete that. Right? We can.
Without detaching. Without detaching, you cannot delete.
No, it's the giving option, but it's giving the one.
Right. Okay, okay. So I'm going to that instance and terminating it forcefully. Okay. Terminate.
What's the difference between termination?
Right? There's so much difference. Stop means shut down. Terminate means you are releasing everything.
That's
Right. Stopping is like shutting down your laptop. Terminating is like throwing it away.
But mine, I see still all four are running.
All the four are running.
No instance has stopped, terminated after 5 minutes or something.
Right. So in fact, then there is some problem with your auto scaling policy. If you want, you can share your screen. Let this come up. By that time, I can see your screen.
Okay.
Okay. Click on share screen.
Yeah. Able to see?
For running. Yeah. Okay. Give me control.
It's given.
Okay. So I'll go to okay 315. That's correct. Go and see your scaling policy. So this is your step scaling decrease group size policy. Okay. And then you have got step scaling was very greater than. Yeah, that's a problem, right? You said low CPU utilization alarm when CPU utilization is greater than or equal to 5.
Okay.
Got it? It should have been less than or equal to 5, right?
Equal to 5. Yes.
Your CPU utilization is constantly lower than 5, so it's not breaching the alarm.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Here also it's greater than, or here also it's this. But your
So,
CPU utilization would be constantly at 2 or 1, in fact, between 0 to 1% only.
yeah. So when it decrease means it doesn't take automatically less than
You want AWS to do everything for you? They are
no,
giving the
usually they
option.
decrease itself in the sense less than, right?
That's why there's right here take remove one. Right? In that one you don't get add one. Okay.
Yeah.
See, the thing is because you can even have greater than or equal to 5 and some more conditions as well.
Okay.
Okay. There are, remember, as step policies. So you can have a complex, condition. In some of them you give greater than and then less than, likewise,
Okay.
by creating multiple steps.
Can I edit it here itself?
Try. You can try. they are giving more features here. Yeah, edit.
Editing.
Basically, you have to edit this alarm itself. Okay. What you can do is cancel this and go to CloudWatch. Okay. Here you got two alarms. Low CPU utilization. And this you can modify. These are the same alarms that you have generated. You can see through CloudWatch as well. Here you can change it now.
Oh.
Fine.
Yeah.
You can save changes. So now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now if you wait for 5-10 minutes, then it will start showing you that. I mean,
So
start
all those
terminating.
3 instances will get automatically terminated. Sorry, 2.
Right. 3.
But
2.
minimum is 1, nah?
Yeah, two. One of them is your Karthik, right? This
Yeah.
is a different one. Okay, we have used today, so much of resource. Don't forget to terminate all of it.
Okay, terminate and shutdown is fine, or just terminate is enough?
No, terminate. Shutting down is still using your memory space. Remember, we are also breached our memory limit.
Yeah.
No, can we keep our old like one CPH?
Yeah, you can keep that. That's why I asked you to shut down what you already have, okay, and terminate others. Okay, I'm going to stop it, right?
Karthik one.
Yeah,
That is main one.
yeah. You can go later on. You can go and start again. Those
Okay,
things
fine.
which are getting terminated, they will become invisible after some time.
Okay.
Okay, so you got it, that right?
Yeah. But only
Okay,
that IP
you
is
can
not
stop
working.
sharing. I'll share my screen again.
Sure. Yeah, it's done.
Fine. There are a few more things that you can just go through. Autoscaling group. Okay, you got here scheduled actions. Okay, other than using scaling policy, you can also use scheduled action. What it really means is that suppose you don't want to be dependent on only alarm, right? You know that, say, what is the date today? Anyway, it's March, right? There is no festivals coming. But suppose on the 15th August, you are going to launch a campaign and you are an e-commerce website, right? You want to do some sales or something, right?
Yeah.
So you know that there would be more traffic on your website, right? So for that, to get yourself prepared, you can create a scheduled action where you can give it a name and you can define min, max, and desired capacity for that time. So you can change all this min, max, and desired. That whenever, like, just at the say evening of 15th August, eve of 15th August, you get all of this altered. Okay. So a recurrence could be once or could be every week. So for example, you know that every day when there is like from 7 to 9 you have high load on your website. Okay, so you can go for that every day. Start time, say this month, for this month I'm going to do this. So starting from 5th March, add, let me give some other date. Okay, so here from say 23, okay, I'm going to put 7, right? So 19, from 19 onwards, 19 hours till the next month. Okay, till say again 6th April. Okay, sorry, it's about every day, right? No, you have to give it the same day, 16th, say 21. So every day from 7 to 21, you can specify a different min-max and desired capacity, right? So you will have, say, it increased by a few number of servers. Okay, and this will happen every day. Again, all these things are customizable, right? So it won't be dependent now on the alarm or the scaling policy. It is going out of the way of the scaling policy, and you can do it, right? So this is where you can foresee, right? You can predict that, okay, there would be a high load, I know it, right? Or there would be a less load, I know it. So in for only those period of time, you can reduce it. And
So
then
now
out
this
of
can
this
be
window of time, it will be following the scaling policy. For
now this
this,
can be used for like train Tatkal timing and all, because every day at 10 o'clock and 11
exactly,
o'clock it will.
exactly. Right, right. Good use case you're suggesting is for ISCTC, right? Their Tatkal booking opens at 10.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not going to go ahead with schedule Dexon. Then life cycle hook, it is basically a bit complex one and also new feature. So I don't have even, I just, when the feature was launched, I heard something about it. Basically, it is like this hook you can associate with other actions happening on your AWS. Okay. So the same thing, but when trigger is something else other than just the CPU utilization and all that. Really, that's what I'm saying. Even I didn't go through the details of that. You can just go through that. Okay, some hardware notification metadata. Right. So it says hooks enable you to perform custom action as autoscaling launches or terminate instances. For example, you could install or configure software on newly launched instances or download log files from instance before it terminates. Okay. Okay. Right. So it's basically other way around. That whenever that some kind of action happens, some new servers got launched, etc., and based on that, you suppose you have to trigger chef, right, to do some activity. Then it can trigger that using this notification metadata. Okay, here you have to be, I think, in some proper form and all. Fine. Okay. Just go through it. I think learn how to receive LiveCell. So this will give you a good documentation. Okay, they keep launching new features every day. So okay, so we'll conclude it here. Today we saw about auto scaling, launch
But
configuration now. Okay.
IP is not working, not data.
Uh-huh.
That data we are not able to see it, right, when we load the IP.
For him, it's working. I didn't try after that. Okay, anyway, for you, it's still working on the old launch config only, right?
Yeah.
This, I terminated it, and it must be using a new launch config now. Yeah. Right. So what you have to do is you have to basically terminate all the instances. So next time when they will be launched, they will be using new launch config. Then you will be able to see that.
Okay, so permanently now I want to terminate, na? Because then what has to be done?
Sorry, come again.
Now, see, after we terminating again, it is starting up, right? Because we have given that.
Okay.
So now I don't
So
want
for
the
that you need to go to your autoscaling. So okay, so what he's asking is how to terminate all the instances now. Okay, you are done with this. So every time you terminate, it will spin up once again.
yeah, it's yeah.
Can you keep this one as minimum and decide also 0? Decide minimum to 0. Can you keep then?
Right. You can either go and do desired 0 and minimum also 0, or you can just go and delete the autoscaling group itself.
Don't be there.
Right. So you go here and make a desired 0 as well as minimum 0. Save it.
Oh, okay.
Now it will automatically shut down. Right?
It will automatically terminate now the existing instances.
Okay.
It will automatically shut down my system also.
So it immediately started shutting down. Don't forget to stop that